on top or your left thumb on top, just start noticing for yourself. Yeah? Yeah, no.
The right,
so,
right. The right.
Okay. So, might be a different thumb for different people, but mostly people might have a right, but that doesn't matter. What I'm going to ask you to do is to go back to that and now see if I haven't been able to tinker with your mind, you should be able to do this. Well, she was the only one who could do it.
Hang on.
No. Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing.
So most of you can do that, right? So you know, and magicians never tell, but I watched one of these magicians do this about for 2 hours. I was watching that video very closely. So what he does, and what I did right now, was I made you do this. Then while you were looking away at these, you know, the thumb, the left one on the right, I started doing this. So check for yourself which is the left and right, and I held it straight, and then I just did this, and it looked like the same thing.
When it is a murder, you want cause and effect. And you want cause and effect going as quickly as you can think. Faster than your thought, perhaps. You want to race in because you want to catch the culprit. Somewhere midway, you're beginning to guess and you're beginning to be the judge. And here is a book that sidesteps that altogether. It sidesteps that right from the beginning. I think he somewhere warns us that we are perhaps blinkered by cause and effect. We are blinkered by that. We have tutored our minds that stories are different from facts. So here you have anticipated interrogation by the prosecutor saying, come to the facts. I feel, because you can see so much of what is happening around us here. It's totally 21st century. But it's not a linear story. It's not one of those young people making irreverent comments. No, it's not irreverent at all. It's like a character who's almost pathetic. Almost pathetic. I like the contents page. If you open the contents page, you'll see.
No, I think the questions would never end because that's the point of the story.
Yeah.
The questions never end, and he very nicely delineates it with his daughter's always asking him, why is the question mark got a full stop at the bottom? So he says, because even questions need an answer at the end. You need to give it a full stop at some point. And then he says, but actually even full stops, if you put 3 in a row, you're leaving it ... You're leaving the questions open again. So there's always this idea that it's left open. And I don't know, there's this thing that you say which I think sums up so well. What is it? You talk about right here. I'll just read it, huh?
Yeah.
Mankind is not in danger from technologies that create hatred like weapons. The real threat to our freedom is from technologies we love, like advertising. And that's basically a summary of, I think, what the whole, philosophy of the story, of this book is. The story I can't say because there's hundreds of stories. But the things that we see most obvious, or the things that we assume to be most correct or most right, or are usually the things or the things that we love most, or that we admire most, are usually the things which are most likely to dupe us, to trick us, and I guess we should always be alert.
Thank you. So, any feedback to Arjun?
Oh, feedback?
Yeah.
No,
About the book,
mine. No, I mean, I'm an actor. I'm not an author. So,
Right more.
Right more.
It's not the end of.
Okay, so you asked about the feedback. So I mean, there's been like good feedback and bad feedback, and there's been I mean, I think the best one I have till now is somebody said I couldn't put this book down. I had to actually throw it away. Really hard. Just kidding. But yeah, you know, I think typically people who stayed with it to the end. You know, there have been people I'm sure who, you know, got bored of it or, like she said, frustrated in the middle. So the book isn't. It's a little bit like you know, you have to work with it. It's not like a simple film. It's not as accessible as a simple film. You have to do a little work with it. You have to. I think I feel you know, like a Birbal would tell the story, like the old Vidushaks would tell a story, which means if he wanted to tell the emperor something, he wouldn't just say it, he'd do a practical joke instead. And that practical joke would somehow explain that concept to Birbal. And I think that's what I've tried to do. So I think the reader could be of different levels, and different people want to go deeper or not. And you know, it's a little, somebody's called it like a Russian doll, so you kind of, you can also see it beautifully at the top, and it's okay. It's, I think, just a simple, straightforward thriller. And I think that also I'd like to keep that just the story itself is good enough. You don't need to go into the next doll, the next doll, the next doll. But some people who have, and I think Sujra ji, for example, keeps talking about that, and the deeper insights, some of which I don't even know I had. she's been talking to me over the phone, and you know, just before this as well. So even I'm coming to know a little bit more about the
What you wrote.
Yeah.
I also not preachy, even though it's saying so many things. You know, as he said, it's in the guise of a thriller. You know, so you will read it anyway. And then if it's also saying 100 things in between, it's not something that you're being so subliminal. You're making us think things that we didn't want to think.
Oh, you
That's
want it
the
only
idea
now, huh?
behind the book. So basically, yeah, he's making us, you know, he's feeding all these other things. It's like, you know, you put some spinach in and then cover it with cheese or something. So that you
That's nice. So, Arjun, you also had to tell us about the story.
Guys are not available. We are to buy it from people. You're going to give me these 4 photographs.
Oh, yes, yes.
Just do that before you go away.
Sure, let's do that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Here you
You'll be able to take them? Thank you.
Sir, yes, sir.
Could you just hold the book?
Yeah. Sir, आप भी book में. Yeah, look up, please, sir. Kalki, इधर, Kalki.
Actually,
Solo. Kalki, take a one solo, please.
Kalki.
Take a book. Kalki, one solo picture.
yes.
Okay. Wow, perfect. यहाँ पे नीचे कल्की. कल्की ये हाँ, my camera, बराबर है.
Kalki on your left, right hand side.
कल्की ये कल्की.
On your right hand side, Kalki.
Without book. कल्की ये कल्की.
Kalki right hand.
Yes, thank you. It's a working birthday, but it's a pretty relaxed work. It's a working birthday, but it's a pretty relaxed birthday because I like to read, and you know, I really enjoyed this book, so it was fun to be here. And I'm going to run because I have to be somewhere for my birthday for myself.
What does 2014 have in store for you?
What is what?
2014 have in store.
Oh, 2014. A little bit of slow pace because I've been working really hard last year. So 2014 will be slightly, you know, a little more time on my own, a little more time to myself.
Going by the title of the book, you know, end of the story and question mark, has there been any phase in your life when you felt that this is the end of the story?
There are dead ends all the time in life. I think that, especially as an actor, every other month you feel like this is it. I'm never going to get work again. You know, because you either have too much work or you have no work. So it's kind of a feast or famine situation. So I very often feel like there's dead ends, but I guess that's when you actually become most productive, because suddenly when you're faced with the challenge of having nothing in front of you, you have to create stuff for yourself.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. All the best.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I have to run.
Are you going to go?
I'm going to run.
Okay, she's going to take a photo with you.
Thanks, Arjun.
Thanks.